Hey guys, welcome back to Selenium with Java, January 2024 batch online training session 3. So first two sessions I have covered about Selenium WebDriver, what is the approach for automation testing, the life cycle of automation, how to do the setup right for creating a launching a web page right using Java, Eclipse, Selenium WebDriver jar file, and then for different browser I also showcase like Chrome browser or like the Firefox browser. And also you already learned right how to create your customized exports or CSS, what are different element locator type, how to handle like web edit box or kind of text field or the radio button, images or checkboxes and drop down boxes as well, and how to scroll up or scroll down a page, right? But now onward, right, the next four session will be purely for Java. So here you can learn the basic and advanced Java. After this Java is covered, then I'll cover the remaining topic from Selenium WebDriver. Then slowly go to the framework part. TestNG will be covered. Then we'll go to the like complex framework like data-driven keyword hybrid framework, and then we'll go to the BDD Cucumber. That is the way, right? You can learn the things step by step. In today, I'll cover in Java what is Java all about, what are the command data type, variable, operator, object, and classes, what is Java strings and array, and what are the different kind of loops available like for loop, while loop, do while loop, and how we can control these two loop with the help of break and continue keyword. So what is Java? Just Java is a programming language. So initially, before Java, right, there was C, but in the C there was no concept of like the OPS. OPS is nothing but the object-oriented programming structure. Okay, but C++ onward, like in case you are using C++, Java, Python, or even C has also, right? Most of the cases like the like OPS concept is there. So Java programming language primarily developed by Sun Microsystem in 1995, but now it is a part of the Oracle. So that is the reason whenever you want to install Java any version, right, like 1.1 onward, right, you need to go to the Oracle side, you need to create your own account. Then after that you can download, right, and then you can set up the home and path variable. After that you can start your work. So there are a couple of important features is available with Java. That is the reason Java still right dominating the market, right? Either it's a development or either it's a testing with different tool. So Java is very simple, means very easy to learn, and syntax is simple, clean, and easy to understand. So whenever like Sun developed their Java, those said that like Java is one of the simple programming language in the world. Then object oriented. I told right. Sometimes it is called as like OPS concept, object oriented programming structure. What does it mean by object and classes? That I'll be covering in today's session. But Java is an object oriented programming language. Everything in Java will be treated as an object. Object oriented means, what is the meaning of object oriented? Means like we can organize our software as a combination of different type of object which incorporate both data and behavior together, right? Data is the value and behavior is the characteristic. So I'll explain it in the later topics. Okay, so OPS or object oriented programming structure is a methodology which simplifies software development and maintenance by providing some rules. So primarily there are six concepts in OPS, I could say, starting with object and classes, and other very four key characteristics are inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. So there will be a separate topic for the OPS concept in the upcoming session, so you no need to worry about that. But primarily six characteristics, object and class. Apart from that, four more key characteristics are inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. Then portable. Java is portable because it facilitates user to carry the Java bytecode to any platform. It does not require any implementation. What does it mean by platform? Means, right, your operating system. Suppose say today, in case you are creating some code in your in your Mac, same code you can write, move it, and you can use it in the Windows or the Linux system as well. Java is more secured, right? With Java, you can develop right antivirus free system as well. Platform independent, I already told, right? You no need to worry about like any platform. Sometimes per primary language like C, C++, right? In case you are compiling with, right, in Mac, that might not be run in different Windows or the Linux also. But for Java, same code you can run it in different operating system as well. Architecture neutral, like Java compiler generates an architecture neutral object file format, which makes the compiled code executable on any processor, right? With the presence of Java runtime system or JRE. Okay, that part I will cover slowly. You can know Java performance. So there are so many language. Few of the language performance is good, but still Java is good in terms of other comparative language like C, C++, etc. Uh, then another is important thing is called robust. So what does it mean by robust? Means some additional features will be there in the programming language through which, right, you can automatically solve few of the problem. So say I'm just giving a simple example. So you have booked a community hall, right, or maybe hotel, right? So maybe you have booked for a whole day. Okay, so there'll be some guests and you will be like having some sort of invitation, right? So people will be coming, right? And at the end of the day, right, throughout the day, you might be having some lunch, dinner, breakfast, all this stuff. So it will be occupied. But at the end of the day, whenever kind of you are leaving, right, that spaces, right? So something that need to be clean and again need to be reshaped. Otherwise, no one can use it. Similar way, in Java also, there is a mechanism called garbage collector, right? Automatic garbage collections, or kind of destroying the thing which is not working, so that automatically it will remove the spaces whatever is not in active mode, and it will clean the space, and it will like definitely create the, performance of the system. Another one is like in Java there are some sort of exception handling mechanism is predefined, through which, right, in case some kind of any kind of exception is coming, automatically the language can identify and try to fix them. So these are the different features available in Java. That is the reason, right? Very, those features makes Java as an robust. Then another important thing in Java is called multi-threading, right? Which I'll be covering in, not be a problem. You can get to know more details there. So what does it mean by multi-threading? I'm just try to understand the example first. Don't go to the concept. Okay. Say, right, in your office there's a 10 team members. Okay. And just say your like manager, right, got some buy a new car. Okay. And he bought some sweets for you guys. Okay. Maybe like a box of sweets, maybe 100 sweets, say. Okay. Or maybe you are 20-member team. Okay. After that, your manager told, right, you only that you go and like eat the sweets. Okay. And finish it. Okay. So it is not possible for you to eat, right, 100 sweets like in a day. Is definitely not possible. Just give me see me example. Okay. So what you will do, you will just eat one by one, maybe 25 you can eat a day. Okay. So that is the way. If you want to eat 100 sweet, it might take 4 days. Okay. But your managers say ask the whole team, right, to eat the sweets. So what will happen? Everybody will go and everybody will pick up the sweets. So 20 will be gone immediately. And again, as and when other person is finishing, they will again pick up. That is the way, very, very fast, right? 100 sweets can gone. So that is the concept of threading. Means multiple resources can work simultaneously to finish the job quickly. That is the concept. Okay, and other person no need to wait on the others that the other person is finishing, then I will pick up. No, as and when somebody is like finishing, immediately they will pick up for the new job. Okay, means the parallelism, that is called parallelism. Okay, or the work simultaneously with the multiple persons, or my here multiple resources or multiple thread will work simultaneously to complete the job with very fast. Then the architecture part, if I've tried to given you just basic example so that you can understand how actually Java is working. So in Java, there are three components. One is JVM, JRE, and JDK. So JDK already see whenever you install the Java, and JRE also you see, right? JRE is nothing but Java runtime environment. JDK is nothing but Java development kit, and JVM is nothing but Java virtual machine. So JVM is an abstract machine. Why it is abstract? Because in real time there is no existence of JVM, but it is called as virtual because it does not physically exist, it just logically exists. It is a specification that provides a runtime environment in which Java bytecode can be executed. It can also run those programs which are written in other language and compiled to Java bytecode. At compile time, Java file is compiled by Java compiler and convert the Java code into bytecode. Why? Because whatever you are writing in, like as a programming, right, in maybe Eclipse and other stuff, so Java might not be able to understand, but the compiler is compiling the code to Java bytecode, then the code is getting executed. So that is the internal logic. Then GR is nothing but combination of JVM and other set of library files which will help, right, to run the program, which is really existence. So GR is Java runtime environment, is a set of software tools which are used for developing Java application. It is used to provide the runtime environment. It is the implementation of JVM. It physically exists. It contains a set of library plus other files that JVM uses at runtime. Then JDK is coming, which is the actual thing you are able to see whenever you are installing Java. Okay, JDK is nothing but Java Development Kit. So JDK or Java Development Kit is software development environment which is used to develop Java application and applets. It physically exists. It contains GRE. GRE is nothing but JVM plus set of library, and JDK contains GRE plus different kind of development tools. It can be Java, Javadoc, right, archiver, compiler, all this stuff, loader, interpreter, everything. That complete package is creating the JDK, and after that you are able to, right, get the real-time environment to execute the code for Java. So there are so many language Selenium supports, right? Programming language can support like Java, C Hash, Python, Ruby, Perl, PHP, JavaScript as well. But still Java is very popular with Selenium. So Selenium written in Java, hence Java is more compatible with Selenium. Good support for Selenium with Java in the market, right? If you have some problem, you can write search in the Google and you can get some solution, right? There is a different kind of other platform where you can get some solution. So anyone can get adequate help for documentation and code implementation from internet as well. Most of the Selenium testers are using Java only, so knowledge sharing or clarification resolution will be very easy. Java is platform independent language, so you can use the Java on any operating environment like Mac, Windows, or Linux. There are a couple of syntax rule for Java. Okay, so let's write a program, then you can understand much better. So I'll be creating a class. So project you need to create it package, right? Under the SRC folder you can create multiple packages, and under the package you can create a class, new class. Okay, I can give the today's session 3, and I can select the public static void main method, right? And there I can try to print out something called SOISO, right? With the double quote, welcome to Java world, right? And if you do not like, that is the way you are writing something, you do not know formatting. So what you can do, press Ctrl A, okay, go to source. There is an option called formatting, right? Format. So your code will be formatted automatically. You could see everything will be formatted. Select all the code using Ctrl A, go to source and format. Now, if you want to run it, it will be giving you the result in the console with the help of the SOISO method. Welcome to Java world. So what are the basic syntax you need to follow whenever you are using Java? So Java is case sensitive, means uppercase, lowercase is having different significance. It is not same. Suppose say here, if you try to change it, right, to L, it will not work like that, whatever way it is work, because it is showing the error, right? It is not defined. So you need to use the exact uppercase or lowercase. It's case sensitive. First letter of the class name should be uppercase whenever creating any class. Let's try to go with the uppercase. Method name should start with lowercase. Interface name in case you are creating should be uppercase. Package name should start with lowercase, right? In case you are declaring some constant, you can go with the uppercase. Java program files, in case you are creating as a notepad, that should be exactly match with the class name. Java program execution start from the main method, right, which is mandatory in every program. In case you are getting Java program, right, then your public static void main method is mandatory, and your execution will start from there only directly. Every statement should end with a semicolon, right? That is the reason. Otherwise, it will show syntax error. You could see here it is showing syntax error, right? Without semicolon. And every code should be enclosed with the bracket, braces, right? Second bracket here and here also, right? Otherwise, it will be also showing syntax error. And if you remove anything, it will be again showing syntax error. So that are the couples of syntax rule you need to follow whenever you are working with Java. Then in the first session, whenever I created like the kind of main method or you use the SOS method, maybe you did not able to understand what is the significance of that. So what is the way we can create a program? You need to launch the Java IDE, the right Eclipse. You can create a project package in the class, and you can write the couple of code, and you can run it here with the help of the right. Here you can use the right click and run as, or here you can go with that run option, right? You can use it run. Okay, run as, or you can use the any class. You can run it from here, whatever class has been written here. So main method, right, which is nothing but public static void main, right? So public is the access modifier. How, right? It is accessible to the other classes. So it is accessible to everywhere. Static is non-access modifier. So there might be couple of non-access modifiers slowly you'll be learning, like kind of static. I'll explain it in today's session also. You can get to know what is the importance of static. Like final, all these are non-access modifier. Void is return type. Either it will not return anything, or it may return any kind of data type. It can be string, it can be array, right? It can be kind of float, decimal, byte, right? All this stuff. And main is the method name. So that is the significance of like the main method. And there is a significance of SOSU method. What is that one? SOSU method is nothing but system.out.println. System is the class, predefined class in Java. Out, it is the instance of print stream type, which is a public and static member from the system class. Println is the method name, and whatever you have written here within the double quote, that is nothing but the message you want to print out in the console, which may be mostly in the string format. Then the comment, right? In case you are writing so many line of comment, right? So many lines of code. Say I am just writing it like so many lines of code here. If you write it here, right? What you can do, you could it will be giving you all the output correspondingly, right? One, two, three, four, five, six line that. But I don't want to use all the lines. I want to comment something, and I don't want to remove it from the code, right? Because I want to use the later point of time. Or suppose say, in case you are creating 1000 line right of code and you want to give some information, or maybe suppose say sign sort of information, or maybe the instruction to the user, other user, to what is the objective of this code, all this stuff, right? So I can say that this is I can give something called this is SOISO method implementation, or I can keep the objective complete. You could see that message is coming because this part Java is not able to understand. So sometime in case some messages, some instruction I need to give it so that other person cannot be find difficult in understanding the code. So those part you can comment out. So that will be there in the code, but this is not having any implication simply. So you can use single line comment, or you want to use like comment for the multiple line is also possible. So for single line comment, how you can do it? Simply use double slash. So automatically its color is getting changed to green, means that is commented out. It will not be having any impact. Or in case want to use multiple line comment, either select all this here. You can go to the source. You can go to the add block comment, right? Or that is syntax. Control Shift slash. Automatically you could say that commented out. Otherwise, same way, you can go with the starting part, you can give star slash, sorry, slash star, and in the last you can give star slash. So automatically those line will be commented, multiple line at the same time. So that is the way you can use comment. So comment can be used to explain Java code objective and to make it more readable. Comment are English word used for code documentation primarily. Java supports single line comment and multiple line comment. Comments in Java makes the code readable. It also makes the code disable from execution. Single line comments start with two forward slashes, right? Any text between slashes, and the end line will be ignored by Java. And multi-line we can start with slash star and end with star slash. I will take a pause. Any questions? After that, I will proceed. Anyone? Any doubt? All good? Okay, cool. Okay. So you're able to understand, right? I'm not going too fast, guys, right? Yeah, yeah, sure. Just stop me there. Okay, no worry. In case I'm going too fast. So that is the reason I used to stop multiple times, right? At least 6 to 7 times. So to let you know, explain it one more time. Okay. Then I'll go with the data type in Java. So what is data type? A data type is a classification of the type of data that a variable or object can hold in computer programming. Okay, Java supports two character data type. Means suppose say whatever data you are defining that should be matched with some type, right? So there are two type primarily primitive and non-primitive. And in primitive there are four category: integer, relationals, characters, conditional. And non-primitive it can be anything outside like object, class, interface, string, array, all this stuff. So how you need to define the data type? Integer there are four type: byte, short, integer, and long. Relational there will be float, double, so with some decimal value. Character it will be any kind of single character digit, and boolean it will hold only true or false. So let's try to type something. How you can define? Say I want to add some data type, right? So byte. So byte is the data type, and then I can create a variable called b, and I can give some value called 30, right? Then I can print it out. So say b star b, right? Means I want to do multiply operation, or I can print the value of b also. So that is the way I need to define, because I can use it multiple times anywhere. Yes, you could see first one is 30, value correctly printing out, then it is operation 30 is 30 multiplied by 900. Okay, then what is the defined of bits? So byte means 8 bits, means what is the length of that particular data type. So 8 means 2 to the power 8, means 2 to the power 8 means 256 character it can hold. So here it will start with negative value. If you divide total 256 by 2, so 120, right? So it will start with minus 128 and then 0, and it will go to plus 127. So that is the value it can hold, not beyond that. So to 16 bit means 2 to the power 16, 32 bit means 2 to the power 32. Similar way, it will define it that will be negative to positive including 0. So 120 minus 128 to 0 to 127. But if you give it 300, so it is outside the range, it will throw the error. Why it is throw the error? Because mismatch cannot convert into bit. So if you give it instead of that, you can give it integer, int, it will work because int size is 64, 32 bit, right? You could see now error message gone. So that is the way you need to think it. Better time, better like we use integer most of the time, but that is the concept. Okay, or in case of very very long value you can use long. Okay, that is the way you need to define that data type. And in case you want to use some decimal value, so you need to use some float or the double, but prefer double, so it will not be having any kind of right length issue. So how to get it for the double? So say I'll be defining as data type as double. I'll create a variable double d, and then I can give some value called like and decimal places, because integer will not take any decimal places. If you give it any decimal place, it will throw the error, because it is only the positive to negative value based on the size, but it will not having any decimal. That is the reason to handle the decimal value you need to use float or double. Now if you just print it out double, it will give you the result. Okay, you are able to get it. Next is character. So it will only hold A to Z, no lowercase and uppercase, not beyond anything. Okay, so how can you define char is the data type, and you can give some variable name, and within the single quote you can give suppose say s, right? That is the way you can define. Okay, so similar way you can print it out. Last one is called boolean. So it will be only boolean. You can give some value called b1 variable name, and it will only hold true or false, not anything. In case you are giving anything, it will throw the error. So, and your variable should be unique in nature in the particular whole classes. You cannot create duplicate variable. Data type can be duplicate, but your variable should be unique always. Okay, so you could see s is coming and true is coming. If you give true one, right, outside true or false, it will throw the error immediately. Only it will should take true or false. Similarly, here if you just it will take only a to z value, uppercase or lowercase. If you give anything like that, it will throw the error because it is not holding any value without that one, only one digit value. So that is the way you need to define. And non-primitive, I will explain it. Okay, whenever I'll be doing with class, object, and string and array, that part I will get to know. So say here, if we want to define something string, that is the non-primitive data type. String string. Say I can give variable name called str, and within the double quote you need to give within the double quote. Say Java string. And similar way, you can print it out in the console. Say what is the variable name str. It will print out, right? Java string. Now with conjunction with the connection of data type, right? There is a concept called variable. So you are declaring some variable name. What is variable? This is the variable, right? You already creating an object or instance that is sometimes called as a variable driver, right? The variable you can give any name, but that should be unique and with some protocol logic, right? Some sort of kind of characteristics maintained. A variable is a container which holds the value while the Java program is executed. A variable is assigned with the data type. So variable cannot have with a data type. A variable is a name of memory location. Java variable are case sensitive. So say I am declaring some variable called b, and I am here I want to print out capital B. It will throw the error because it will not able to understand capital because there is a no capital variable at all here. So it will not understand case sensitive. Variable names should not be matched with Java keyword or reserved word. What does mean reserved word? So where whatever we are using the double, integer, public, static, void, for, if, else, all these stuff are reserved word in Java. So you cannot give anything name called this reserved word. Suppose if you try to give something called for, okay, you could see the color got changed because of the reserved word. You could see thread message is coming. Why? Because you cannot use the reserved word directly as a variable. But if you give one for one, which is not there, so it will not be a problem. So it will take, right? So it should not use a reserve word exactly for the variable name, right? Must be unique in the scope of declaration. So I already defined a variable called b. Here also if I want to give it b, it will throw the error. Okay, because same variable you cannot duplicate it. So either you need to change it like b1 or b2 or something like that, or any value b1 b2 is can exactly not same. Okay, in Java all the variable must be declared before they can be used. So before without using you need to declare it, otherwise it will not work. So here I have declared it, after that I have used, but let's cut it and let's try to use it here. Okay, so here I am using first, after that I am declaring, but that will not work. So you need to always declare it before you want to use it, then it will resolve the error. Variable name must not concede 250 character, otherwise it will throw the error. The value stored in a variable can be changed during program execution. So here I have declared a variable b equal to 300 or d equal to this word. I can change it, right? Same variable I can change it. Okay, I need to remove it. Because I already defined the variable type, so you need to define only one type, and after that you can change it, right? So instead of like 500, and you can give it again here 900. Now question will be that what value it will printed out in the console, the latest one. Same variable latest value will printed on the console. You can give n number of time. That not be a problem. Latest value before using it. Okay, that is the way you could see. Now the latest value is coming as here used. Hmm. No. Here I have not defined the data type, right? So I'm just changing the value only. But why it is duplicate? I have defined only one time, right? Data type. Just I am assigning the value for the same variable here, not duplicated. So why I am giving example? Suppose say yeah. Say you are in the real time, right? Say so you are defining some variable. Say you want to operate, right? Maybe for a say just 1 year program. Okay. So you are having for the first year you have a contract, right? Okay, say a contract value is 500. Okay, for the first year. Okay, so you can define the value as 500. Okay, and you can calculate everything. Okay, but for the second year, you can change the variable value as. So here, just I'm giving a simple example here. So this one I have did it, right? Or maybe integer b value I have did it here. So this is for first year. Okay, and what I will doing it. This is for first year. Anything you want to deal with, that is the variable value first year. Okay, so I've defined only one time given the value, I am just doing the operations. For second year, it might be change in 10%. So I am not defining any value variable, everything. So for second year, I am changing it to be equal to say 330, 10% increment. Now I am using it, okay, and now I am printing it out. And are using doing any operation right here, doing any operation. For second year, after 10% increment, I want to check the value. So that is the way you can definitely do it. Right, you could see it is coming. Or what you can do it, b equal to b star 1.1. Okay, okay, because it might not be there. B equal, you can give it like 330. Okay, so that is the way you can change the variable value only. Okay, so if in the next year also if you again 10% increment, so that is the way you can calculate accordingly. So you no need to change the variable name, but you can update it accordingly as and when used. But whenever you will be updating, then only your relevant thing will be taken. Any questions? Yeah, we can do it. I will show you. That is the way. That part I will show you. Okay. So in variable, there are three primary type of variable: local variable, instance variable, and the class or static variable. Local variable is declared in method or block. Instance variable, it can be declared inside the class but outside the body of the method. Okay, and the class variable, right? It's sometimes declared as a static, so that you no need to create an object or a class. You can directly use it. So I will just try to define it. How we can define at the outside the main method as well, and how we can access them. Okay. Say here in the main, this is the main class, right? I'll comment out everything for now, because most of the time you'll be using in the class level, right? Then you'll be using it. So say I just give the example of three different type of variable. So integer a equal to 100. Okay. So that will be my instance variable. Okay. What is the objective? I will explain it. Instance variable. Okay, then there is another called local variable. Okay, so how can I define it? Okay, I need to create a method, then I can use it. So say void test method. Okay, so I can define something called integer b equal to 200, and I can print it out b. Okay, this is called local variable. I'll explain it why it is local, all this stuff. And another is called static variable. Okay, class of static variable. So how can you define? Okay, static int c equal to say 300. Now question will be coming, how will be using this variable in your main method, right? Definitely. Okay, so simply you use SYSO and try to use all variable, and let's see what problem is coming. Then you can understand. A, B, and C. So you could see only for one variable error message is not there. For C, why? Because I have defined that variable in the class level static. So what is the importance of static variable? Means as and when you are declaring some variable as static in the particular class, so automatically some memory will be allocated to that variable, and that can be accessible easily in the main method without creating any object or instance. That is the simple logic funda. Okay. Now I can comment it out first because this is throwing error, and I can simply print it out. So the value of the C variable will be printed out because this is the instance or class variable. Okay. So that part is done. As and when you're defining some variable as static keyword, which is non-access modifier, immediately that variable can be accessible in the main method without doing anything. The next one is instance variable. So if you want to use that instance variable, so you need to create an object for the class. What is the class name? Session 3. How will be creating the object? You go to the main method, then you can use the class and you can create an object, any variable name you can give it equal to new and class name. That is the way you need to create an object for any class. Class name, this is the object or variable name, new keyword, and again class name with the bracket. That is the syntax you can create an object. Then after that, if you use SYSO, right, you can use that object first, right? After that, as and when you are pressing dot, you could see now your A is coming. Now from where A is coming? It is coming from session 3 class, and return type is integer. Now you can print the value of the A. You could see A value is printing out, right? And C already printed out. But local variable, it is only applicable locally in that particular method. You cannot call directly with the even with the help of the object as well. So if you want to also call with the object as well, right, the B variable, it will also throw the error. You cannot use it because it is only applicable in this local block of code. So how can you do it? Instead of that, you can call the method, and with the method, whatever what are the way it implemented, then you can print it out. So now simply I'll be calling that object dot b. Sorry, not method, test method. Dot method name test, right? Test is a method. Session 3 is the class name, and return type is void. So question will be coming, why I am not using SYSO method? Because the method body we have already used SYSO to print out the value of b. That is the reason here we are simply calling the method. No need to use the SYSO method again. Because the method objective is to print the value of the b. And now you could see able to see that value everything is coming. Okay. So that is the real time example of the kind of three kind of different variable, right? Local variable, then instance or class variable, right? Or sorry, this is the instance variable, this is the static or class variable, not the instance. So static variable can be used without creating any object or object or right or instance in the main method. For instance variable, first you need to create an object or instance, then only can use it. But local variable is only applicable for a block of code and cannot be accessed outside that block of code. So if you wish to use that, so you need to call that method, so that whatever method objective, that is the way you can use it. Yeah, any questions? Yeah, yeah, it can be used, not be a problem. But mostly we're defining that variable, all this stuff in the class level, okay, not in the main method level, in the real time. Haha. Hmm, hmm, hmm. No, in case you are defining something local because you don't want to access it by the other, right? That is the reason you are defining locally. So it should be within a block of code. Okay, block of code means definitely it is a method or other stuff, right? Constructor it can be there, other stuff. Okay. And you are defining static so that everyone can access it, like it is a common resources so that anyone can access it based on the requirement. Okay. And in case you are using the instance, so that first you need to create the object version, then you can use it. So that is the concept. The next one is like Java operators, right? So just you already do a lot of operation on daily basis, so the similar kind of stuff is also there for the Java operations. Okay, one second, just I'm coming. So uh, yeah, so these are the different kind of operators we can use it. So arithmetic operator like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, increment, decrement. Relational operator, we can check whether the two variable are like equal, not equal, greater, less, all this stuff. Assignment operator, we can assign some value and then it will act accordingly. Logical operator, like whether logically equal, not equal, or not, all this stuff. Okay. So operator is in Java is a symbol which is used to perform operations. So say let's declare two variable integer, say x equal to 30, integer y equal to 10. What I can do, I can simply use multiplication you already seen, right? X plus y minus y, multiplication you already seen, divided by y. Then there is something called, right, modulus. Okay, means the remainder part. Modulus is nothing but the remainder part. Okay. So in case you are dividing something, right? So it will be giving you 30 divided by 10 equal to 3. Okay. But remainder will be 0. In case it is 35, remainder will be 5. Like that is the way remainder part. You could see remainder is 0. Division is 30 plus 10 equal to 40. 30 minus 10 equal to 20. That is the way you can use those particular part. Then there is a two kind of operator called increment or decrement operator. Okay. So x I can simply define. Then I can use x plus plus. That is called post decrement, sorry, post increment, or similarly you can use decrement also. Okay, then you can again you can change the value, right, for x. So can you let me know what will be the output for this three step? Anyone, give a try. What will be the output for three steps? First I am printing simply x, the value is x equal to 33. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. No. Anyone? Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, I'm explaining. Let me print it out, then I'm explaining. Okay, 30, 30, 31. Why? Because this term is mentioned as post increment. So first it will print the value, current value, then it will increment and it will store it. And then next time whenever you are using, it's printing 31. So here 30, and here also it is printing 30. After that the value will be incremented by 1, means it will next time it will store 31, and here that is the reason it is next time it is printing 31. That is called post increment. Yeah, that is fine. Just I used to show you so that you can understand it. So here I'll be going with pre-increment. Okay. So now it will be last two will be 31, 31. Because here first it is incrementing, then printing the value, and that value is stored also in the next line also, right? So it will be 30, then 31 and 31. Similar decrement, similar way, it does not make any difference. Okay, only it will be decremented or decrease, right? So that is the way it will impact in real time. Then you can go with the equal to sign of deceleration operator. So say here, if you want to check the two variable is equal or not equal, right? You can use them. So x getter equal to y. So it will be giving you true or false boolean value. Whether you can equal, not equal, all this stuff. So less equal to like that, or less than. Less equal to mean in case it is less or equal, that will get less means it will only print you. So equal to and not equal to. Okay. So it will be giving you the boolean value true or false. So x greater than equal to 1, yes, x is greater true. Less than no, not equal to no, definitely not two equal value, not equal to 2. So that is the way it is printing corresponding accordingly. Then the assignment operator. So here if you give plus plus, right, you can only add, or minus minus, only you can reduce the value or increase the value only by 1. Okay. But I don't want to add the value by 1. I want to like increase the value, multiply the value by 10 times, right, or by 10. So what I can do, okay, so you can use those part as a incremented operator. So say I want to give plus x plus x plus equal to say 10. So automatically x value will be incremented by 10. Okay. Okay. Now if you want to print out the value, so what will the value be printed out for the x? 30 plus 10 equal to 40, because I am directly incrementing. Similarly, if you give x star 30, means you are multiplying the x value by 10 times. So it will be 300. If you give slash, so if you are dividing the x value by 10, so it will be 3 again. So that is the way this operator might be useful. Okay. So these are called assignment operator. A logical operator means in case you are right primarily giving two things. Primarily it will work with the true or false boolean value. So you can check with the logically equal, not equal, all this stuff. Okay. So I can say give something called boolean b1 equal to true, b2 equal to false. Then I can go with that logical operator, right? So logically b1 ampersand b2 means anyone, both need to be true, only they need to be true. That is logical. And you already maybe in case you got the logic gate concept, right? And here equal to anyone, in case it is a true, it will be giving you true, and not equal to not, logical not operator. Okay, so x not anything, no, 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 yeah, not anything is negative value, right? Not say B1. Yeah. So opposite value it will print it out. You could see the first one is false because in case anyone is false because it will multiply. Both are true only, then it will give you true. But here anyone is true, it will give you true. And what is the value of B1? Is true. That is the reason not means it is giving you false result. So that is the way, right? You can try with the different kind of Java operator in the real time also. Something you need to do some operation, definitely will not be, in case you need to write a program, write for so adding some person or something, taking something, you can use those different operator in the real time. Then object and classes I already explained, right? How to create an object and how to create a how to create a class and how to define the value and how to create an object. Okay, so what is the main concept of object and class? So an object in Java is the physical as well as logical entity, whereas a class in Java is a logical entity only. A class is a group of objects which have common properties. It is a template or blueprint from which objects are created. An object is an element of an application representing an instance of a class. An entity that has state and behavior is known as object. Like, suppose I'm giving a simple example. So if I want to call anything called fruit, it will be a class, but it does not signify anything. It is a fruit. But if I say apple, you can easily understand this is the apple. It is an object of the fruit class. So if I give you an animal, are you able to understand something? No, animal means it is a kind of whole animal in the world. But if I say right, monkey, anything, donkey, cat, dog, all this stuff, you can understand that is the stuff, right? That is the way you can create an object. Okay, so that is the object is having the real time existence, whereas class is having not real time. It is a kind of logical one. So let's create something by our own class. What's the error? Okay, so I'll be creating a class manually. Okay, here we created defined class. That not be a problem, but here we will be creating a class by our own. Okay, so let's see how we can create a class. Okay, so I'll be creating a class called student. So I'm in package. Okay, so how we will create class student. So that is the syntax. Okay, that is done. Class created done. Then I can define some variable. So what means the student properties of variable? Student can have roll number, student can have name, student can have a class number, right? So anything, right? So student first I'll be having something called string name because string will be name. That is the data type and corresponding variable. What is the problem? S will be caps. Then say integer class number, integer role. That is the variable you can identify student, right? Okay. So student class string roll number class number. Now go to the main class. Let's create an object for student. How can I go with that student? I can give this s caps. Student say s1 equal to new student. Now I can print it out all the variables. So whatever declared, if you press s1 dot, automatically those things will be coming, right? Name. Similarly, I can give as row class dot class dot row. Okay. Now questions will be there. Okay. Try to understand the logic, guys. Okay. Because the logic will be very, very essential if you want to crack the interview, if you want to learn something, if you want to struggle with your coding also with the concept. So if I just simply run my code, what will be the output? Can anyone give a try from now here? I have defined the class. No, no, just yeah, I'll be defining the class. I'm defining the variable here. Now this is my created the object and I want to print the value of the variable. So what will be the output? No. Anyone? Others? Give a try. No. No. Yeah, I did not define any value here. Okay. So what it will print? It will print the default value of the data type because I did not define any value. So what is the default value? For integer, kind of for byte numeric, right? That data type it will be 0. For float double it will be 0 0.0. For string it will be null. That are the default value of the data type. So those default value will be printed. You could see. Its name is string. What is printed? Null. Class name and roll number is integer. Value is printed as 0 0.0. Because we have just defined the variable but without any value. So in the real time, how can I define the value? In the main method, we can define the value. Say s1 dot name equal to say Raj, s1 dot class, say he is starting at class 9. It will be numeric, right? The integer, so no need to do with giving the double quote. S1 dot roll, say roll number is 7. Now if you print out, the corresponding value will be printed out. Then questions will come, why you are defining at that main method level? Why you are not defining it here? So in the real time, generally we did not define the value in the student because it will fixed only, right? Here in can define. But say I need to create multiple students, then how can I create it? Then I can create it in the wherever I am implementing it. So I can create a new student called S2. I can define the value here. That is the reason I will not fix it here. So say Rahul, maybe ninth standard he is reading, his roll number is let's say 8, and I can change the variable also accordingly. So that is the main reason. In the real time, we should not define in that one. But I will explain one more tricks. Okay, you could see Rahul 9 and 8 is coming. I will explain one more tricks. When we need to define some value in the class itself. But say class, in case some value is common across all the properties, then I can define the variable and I can define the value as well. So say all students belonging to a particular school or college, right? Anything. So I can define, right? String, school name, that is my variable. Say district school or city school, right? City school. School name is city school. Because that is common for all the students from that school. So I'll define only one time and simply I'll be accessing them every time as and when required. So same value will be printed for every student. So that is the real time way you need to use it. It does not matter which variable you are creating, how many variable you are creating. It will always print out the same name because you have defined globally at the class level, because that should be constant. You don't want to change it, otherwise this value will be, in case you are fixing at the class level, you cannot change it na. There might be 1000 student, 500 student, even 10,000 student in school as well. So every time you need to create an object or instance, then you need to define the value and introduce it. But whatever is common across the one, you can define the variable and right, and you can give the value as well in the class level. No, static is different story, right? Static means you no need to create the object or instance. Yeah, yeah, right. Definitely, definitely. Here you can define static. Okay, not be a problem. Exactly, you can use it. That in the real time will be using something. Global means static, and then you can use it. That is global variable. Means across can be across everywhere. That is, but no connection with that variable value. Okay, static is the variable type, so that it can be accessible globally. But here we are defining slow. It is accessible across everywhere, but same value will be printed out everywhere. No, in case you are not defining anything, it will be default. It will be accessible. Okay. You can define public as well, not be a problem. It will not having in okay. Might be having some problem. Okay. So better to in case you are creating because that class is already created na that is the reason better not to use anything. Okay. In case anything only single class then you can give the access modifier. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Then we'll go for the string. So string you already seen lot of string, right? How to use the string because string is nothing but the alphanumeric character, all this stuff. Why error message is coming every time? So say I am defining some string str1, say Java. Okay, say Java world. So that is the way I can define something. I can print it out also. So string is a sequence of character written in double quotes. It can contain alphabetic, numeric, and special character. Right? There is a java.lang.ting class provide many useful method to perform. Right? We can define simple way. We can use the new keyword and we can convert the like character to string as well. So that is the way you can give it a try. With the character also you can convert the string. So that is the C way definition to define the string. So there are so many kind of methods available. So first one is concatenation of the string. So in case you are doing plus operation, it will concatenate the string, and it will sum the two string. Okay, without any space. Okay, it will simply concatenate the string. The plus operation for string will be concatenate. You could see Java and without space Java world is getting added. Now if you again give 500, it will be adding 500 only at the end, not the summation operation because it is a concatenation. You could see after a while 500 is simply getting added without any space. Okay, in case you want to give any space, so what you need to do again plus operation, right here, and you need to give double quote, and then here you can give a space. Okay, so that means it's a space, it will be considered as a space. Now after Java world, it will be space, then 500 will be added. You could see there's a space got added. So that is the way you can do the concatenation operation. Then character at in case right there's a string in case you want to define like in second third index how what is the character is there but everything will start with 0. So in case your string is having 5 total length, so length will be 5 but your it will be 0 1 2 3 and 4 position. So say I want to define maybe in that one right then the second position 0, that is the 0 1 position Java. First is 1, second is b, and third is G. In case I want to define like what is the character available in some position, right? I can simply print out str1 dot char at, okay, and index number I can give it so it automatically it will give print me the value. So second means it will print me the value v. That is the way. In case it's a huge string, I can print the value of the which particular indexing, the what is the value exactly coming. I can compare two string. Okay, that whether those two string are equal or not equal. Okay, let's see. Here instead of Java, I can give it A. Okay, so compare str dot one dot compare to. There is a value compare to method, right? This is the method coming from the string class compare. You could see string, another string you can give it string 2. Now if you give it, what is coming? It is coming as minus 9. So question will come, why is minus 9? So it will first differentiate between the two digit. Okay, A and J. So difference is minus 9. So for that one, what you can do, you can go to URL called Java ASCII table. Okay, Java ASCII table. Anything, I think any you can link, use the link, anything. Okay. Now for each and every character, there will be some ASCII value. Okay, ASCII value. Okay, and that value you can take it out. Okay, so for A, what is my value? For starting what it will take. In case starting what is matching, then next what it will take. Like that was the way. Okay, so what is the ASCII value for capital A? Because lowercase, uppercase is having different value. Is 65, right? ASCII code. And what is for J? 74. So 65 minus 74 equal to minus 9. That is the reason. But if you give it here J and if you give it here A, it will be plus 9 because the first one minus second one. Okay. But in case you are giving exactly same two thing, it will be 0. Means it is comparing exactly matching. There is no differences. Yeah, you could see that is 0. Everything is same. That is the way you can use the compare to string. Then you can get the length. How many characters is there, right? Simply just use that length. Okay. Dot length. Oh. So what is coming? It is coming from the string class return type is integer. So length is 4 and it is 0, 1, 2 and third position. Okay. You can replace something with any word, right? So string dot replace. Okay. Any old character to new character you can replace. Suppose say I want to replace A with E within, because this is the character single, you need to give it with a single code. If you want to replace a phrase, you need to give the double code E. So it will be GV, right? After replacing. You can change the value to uppercase to lowercase also. So everything will be uppercase, lowercase. So how can you do it? Str1 dot to upper, right? To uppercase dot to lowercase. So this is the main important method will be used. There are a lot of methods in string class, but these are the critical. We could see everything got changed to uppercase, everything got changed to lowercase. So that is the way you can do to uppercase to lowercase. You can trim it. So what is the mean of trimming? In case you are having some spaces, right? It is called leading spaces, it is called trailing spaces. But whenever you'll be printing it, right, it will be printing you the spaces as well. Okay. So let's print out first the value of str1. So simply it will print the spaces as well because spaces also considered as a part of the string. But if I don't want require all these trailing spaces or leading spaces and trailing spaces, right? So what I can do, I can use str dot trim. So it will trim both the side spaces, white spaces, and it will be just simply printing Java. Okay, you could see the last one only simply printing Java. There is no leading spaces, there is no trailing spaces, right? It is coming to the next line. That is the way you can use trim to remove the unnecessary spaces. Contents. So suppose you are a book or in pages is there, you need to want to find a word or maybe phrases. So it is not possible manually, right? You need to go through maybe your page. But here, where the coding, we can say, right, whether some code is there or not, right? That is the way you can save it. Suppose it's welcome to Java world. Okay. And I can simply see yes or no, it will giving me value true or false. str2 dot contents. Okay, contents. You can give a character sequence or you can like give a contents equal all this stuff contents. So say within the double quote I can give it Java. So it will give me true value because Java word is present, or you can give the Java world as well, phrase as well, that not be a problem, true. But if you give it Java 1, so Java 1 exactly is not there, right? Exactly, only Java is there and Java space is also there. It will giving me false. So that is the way for a book, right? Or the code, lot of code, you can check whether the particular phrases is there or not, available or not. So that is the way, right? You don't need to do any manual search, right? Suppose you are having like 500 link, you can find out whether the particular link is having the value exact matching or coming or not. That is your requirement. Okay, contents part done. Then you can check whether the string is empty. Okay. So how can you define some string as empty within the double quote safely? That means it's a null thing. So in case it's empty, it will give you true. In case it's false, giving you that. Start with, end with, you can check it, right? So in case suppose say you are doing something called welcome, you can check whether that particular string is starting with or ending with some word or not, right? So simply so then str2 dot starts with dot start with, right? Similarly, you can check with end with, say suffix, string prefix, right? So say start with Java, welcome. That what I can check. Okay. Similarly, end with you can give like world or maybe RLD part. In case it's a matching starting with ending with, then it will give you true, otherwise false. Okay. Last you could see that is true. But if you give something space welcome, it will not match because here there is no space. It will giving you false. Here you could see false. Then the last important thing is called substring. So I have a string, right? But I don't want the whole string. I want to create a sub part of it, and I want to validate some of this part, right? So how can do it? You can give like starting index and ending index, so the middle part will be considered as substring. Or if you give only starting part, so that whole part after the starting part, everything will be containing, everything will be considered as a string, substring. So how can you do it? Substring. You could see there are two concepts, right? One is you can give simply begin index, one you can give it beginner index in end index. So I can give it say 10, sorry, I can use to str2 but because that is the big one, and here I can end with 20. So the middle part 10 to 20 it will be displayed only the middle portion. Okay, you could see the middle portion, right? Here maybe that is the portion, it is the middle 10 to 20 10 character length. Okay, it will be displayed. But if I just simply remove that whole ending part, so after 10 everything it will be printed out. So that is the way I can also go with the substring. Okay. So these are the important kind of Java methods we can use. We'll be using it in our daily life, daily operations, or in the coding app as well. There, apart from that, there are a couple of more methods will be there. You can give it a try. If you just simply press dot, you can give right, get lot of stuff. Okay, and then you can just check it. So any questions here? Anyone? All good? Okay. Yeah, it will take maybe 15, 20, sorry, maybe close to 20. Yeah, you can get a break 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. Then we will start. Okay. So as of now, you already understand string, all the different data type, right, different operation of the string. So we'll go with the array here now. So what is an array, right? String you could see like it's a one dimension, right? But if I go with the multiple dimension, so definitely, right, we cannot deal always with this string. So array is a collection of similar type of element. Similar means data type should be similar that have contiguous memory location. An array is a very common type of data structure wherein all elements must be of the same data type. Once defined, the size of an array is fixed and cannot be increased or decreased to accommodate more elements. So index will start with 0 and it will go till n minus 1 where n is the size of the array. So that is the problem will be there, and later point of time to resolve that problem we will handle the collection framework, Java collection framework or JCF, where we no need to define the size exactly. You can add and delete any number of element, similar element, so that there will be no problem of like adding or removing any element. So there are two type of array, single dimensional and multi-dimensional, and there are two way, right? One way we can directly define the array, another way we can use three test process. First, we can declare the array, we can construct the array, or we can initialize the array. So we'll show you two process as well. So first, we will define one step by step. We will declare the array. Okay, and I will go with the two different data type here. One is string, one is like integer. I can go. So first one, say let's define an array, string array. Say string array, one dimension. Say third bracket. So that is first part done, right? Declaring the array. Then I'll constructing the array, means what is the size I want to give it. Okay, I'll construct the array. So this is my variable equal to new and data type string, and suppose say I want to give as 3 size. Size is my array. Okay, then done. Then I will initialize the array, means like what are the value I want to enter there. So how can I enter it? I, because array size will be n, where is 3, and value I need to define it 0 to n minus 1. So that is my first element. So it is string within the double quote Raj. Say second one I have defined as Rahul, but third one I did not define, right? So if I want to print it out, right, what the error will come. So how I'll print it out? SO and then here simply like that way. Okay, so for third one I did not define any value, right? So it will giving me the default data type value, because for string it will be null, so it will be giving me the null. Okay, Raj Rahul null. In case I want to define any value, so I can define it again, otherwise it will be null value. So that is the problem, right? In case you are not defining any value, in case you want to print it out, so it will be kind of giving you the blank value, or in case you are defining size as 3, you cannot add more element as well, it will throw you the error. Say biplop. Okay, now you can see the value. Okay, but now in case you want to define something which is outside it boundary, it will throw the array error. Okay, you could see maybe during declaration it will not give. That is called two type. One is called compilation time. Compilation time there is no error, but whenever you are running it, it will throw the error. That is called runtime. Sometimes compilation, in case any syntax error, compilation error might be there, but whenever there is no compilation issue, means Java is not able to understand during compilation, means saving the code. But whenever you're running the code, it will throw the error. You could see exception in main thread, thread main, index out of bound exception. So in the later time, you will see how we can avoid this kind of exception, how to, what is the way we can handle the exception, and then, and that is the reason not a single code has been executed, right? Because it is outside the boundary free. But if you just comment it out, it will, I think, give you the result. So those part you will be learning in the upcoming session. Okay, still problem, because though it is saving time, not throwing the error, still compile time, it is not able to understand which is boundary value, right? So you need to comment it out. Now it will work. Okay. So to handle this part, we need to use handle exception handling mechanism, try catch block, finally final, all this stuff I will explain in the upcoming session. So that is the one way, right, to define the array, single dimensional array using three-step process. Or then I will cover multi-dimensional array, and I will try to define single line of line, okay, and single way without using three-step. So say single dimensional array, it will be row column combination. So if I open any Excel, you could able to understand easily. So say I want to define some array, say 1, 2, and 3, right? That is the way your value will be like that, 4, 5, and 6, right? Okay, so let's remove all the column also. So this is your first row, row wise data, and second row. So row 0 and row 1. This is column 0, right? Column 1, column 2. So what is this value? Row 0, column 0 is 1. Row 0, column 1 is 2. Row 0, column 2 is 3. Row 1, column 0 is value is 4. Row 1, column 1 is 5. Row 1, column 2 is 6. That is the way you need to calculate, right, or understand for the multi-dimensional array. Now let's go with that multi-dimensional array single shot, right? So integer data type, then I am defining multi-dimensional array, right? So that is the way, and I can give some value called int array. That is my variable name, and I can give define something first double bracket. Then here I can give the row wise whatever I have defined, comma 2, comma 3. That is the row, right? And then you can give a comma and again another bracket. There is another row, 4, comma 5, comma 6. You need to enclose. You need to enclose the whole array, and now done. So this is the row. First row 1, 2, 3. This is the second row, that is the second row. So that is the way you can define two-dimensional array as well. Now if you want to print out, how you will be printing out the multi-dimensional array? So this is my array number, and I need to give two things, right? So first row, so row 0 and column 1. So can anyone tell me row 0, column 1, what the value will printed out here? What the value will print out? Row 0, column 1. No, 2, because this is the row 0 and this is the column 1, right? So 2, yes, yes. So it will be printed out here like that. 2. Now say I want to multiply, right? Row 0, column 1 with this value. Row 1, column 1 as well. Row 0, column 1 to row 0, column, row 1. So 2 and 5 I want to multiply. So it will be giving me 10 value. So simply I can use copy it, and here I can give a star symbol, and I can give a multiply. So row 1, column 1. So it will giving me true multiplied by 5, 10. So that is the way. Similarly, I can print every value. I can do some operation as well, right? Okay. Similarly, if you want to print the other value or do any operation, say row 0, column 2, okay, and then it will be 3 multiplied by 5. Like that, you can print out the single value as well. So that is the way you need to define the array, and you need to access them as and when required. So two way, like three-step process you can go, or you can directly also involve them. I mean, you can in single step you can define and give the value as well. Okay, so that is kind of array. You can sort the array as well using the method called sort. Okay, add is dot sort. So in case you are having any other value, you can use that array dot sort to sort out the array. Then I'll go for the loops, right? So you already seen the for loop, but maybe you did not able to understand what is the significance of the for loop, right? So what is loop? In case you want to iterate, right, same thing for different number of combination iteration, so you need to use the loop. So there are primarily three kind of loop. One is like for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Apart from that, there is another loop is there called enhance for loop or for each loop. I will cover in the collection framework that part separately because that is linked with collection framework. So there might be situation when user need to execute a block of code several number of time. In general, statement are executed sequentially. The first statement in the function is executed first, followed by second, and so on. So loop statement are used for every iteration, repetitive iteration. There are primarily three type of loop in Java: for loop, while, and do while loop. So what is this used for loop? So in case you know the number of iteration is fixed, then you can go with the for loop. So it will repeat for all the iteration. Number of iteration is fixed only. In case number of iteration is not fixed, then you can go with the while loop or do while loop. Okay. But whenever your number of iteration is fixed and you know, right, the what are the specified number iteration you need to do it, right, then you can go with the for loop. Okay. So Java for loop is a control flow statement that iterates a part of the program multiple times. For loop repeats a block of statement for a specified number of time. If the number of iteration is fixed, it is recommended to use the for loop. What is the syntax? For start value, end value, or increment or decrement operator, then the statement. Okay. So what I'll do for then start value. So but you need to define something integer I equal to 0, or in the outside also you can define some integer I, that not be a problem. Here you can define some integer I. Okay, that also done, so that you can remove that part. I equal to 0 you can do simply. Okay, or you can define directly here also I equal to 0, I less equal to, right, the n value. Like if you give less means it will give go that size minus 1, or less equal to means it will go till that value 7, right, I plus plus. Then second bracket, then statement. I want to print the value of the I. So what will print it out? It will print 0 to 7 because the n value I have given equal to, right? If we give less, so it will print me 6 till 6 because less than 7. But less equal to means it will go to that value as well. So that is the way using increment operator. But if I want to go with the decrement operator, I can also go with that one. The symbol is a little bit different only. So I can start with say 10. Okay, and here I can give some value called getter then. So because it is starting from getter value, I can give it suppose say 3 and I minus minus simply because it is reducing the value. So now it is starting with 10 and it will go till 4 because getter then 3. So 10, then 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, like that is the way. If you give equal to, so it will go till 3. So that is the way, right? You can use the for loop both the way. So when your iteration is completely fixed, then better to use the for loop. But when your iteration is not fixed, you do not know, right? Then you can use while or do while loop. So while loop statement in Java program language repeatedly execute target of statement as long as given condition is true. So what is the syntax? Initialization, then while condition, so that your condition will first check, then your statement will be executed. In case your condition is not matching, it will not execute anything. Then statement and then increment decrement operator. So what is the syntax for while loop? While, okay. So I'll go for the condition first. Say I am starting with some value. I less equal to or greater equal to, right? I can go with that. Less equal to say 10. Okay. And I have give some value called I starting value equal to 0. Okay. Then while, then here you can print it out the value of I. Then you can increment it, right? I plus plus. That is the syntax, simple syntax. Okay. Now let's print it out. Okay. You could see it is starting with 0. It is going till 10. But in case you are giving is 20, so your condition is not matching, right? So it will not print anything because it will first check the condition. You could see it's blank. So that is the while loop. Okay. So do while loop little bit different. Okay. It will do at least execute at least one time. Then it will check the condition. Okay. So Java do while loop used to iterate a part of the program several times. If the number of iterations is not fixed, an user must have to execute the loop at least once. It is recommended to use the do while loop. So in the real time, suppose say in the real time you need to do some operation using Selenium WebDriver, but it does not matter whether your condition is matching or not. But at the end of the day, right, you need to close your browser, so you can use do while loop so that your browser will be closed at the end of the day, though your condition is not matching. Okay. So we execute a block of statement at least one irrespective of the condition. First the statement inside loop execute and then the condition get evaluated. If the condition returns true, then the control get transferred to the do part, else it jumps the to the next statement after do while. So what is that way? Initialize and do statement, increment, decrement, and the last condition. Okay. So here initialization done. Then I will go the while, do while, right? So I'll be going with do first, do, okay? Do while, try to understand the syntax, do, then last give the while condition, okay? That is simple difference, okay? So we can start with 0, okay? So that similar way it will be having no impact with the while and do while loop. It will print you 0 to 10, okay? 0 to 10 it is printing here in the console. Okay, but if the condition is not matching, suppose I am giving 20, for the while loop you see that it is not printing anything, but here it will print at least one value. Okay, means in case in the real time I want to close my browser whether my condition is matching or not, so I'll be using the do while so that it will close the browser. After that it will try to validate it. In case not matching, it will not do anything. So that is the way I can use that three loop, for loop, while loop, and do while loop in the Java. Next, last two important topics will be covered from today's session is from the break keyword and continue keyword. Break keyword you already seen the last session, right? That whenever we are using that different kind of tag name, right? We are kind of searching the link and we are clicking on the link. You already seen and I will explain it, but I will just explain it once more time. So loop control statement change execution from its normal sequence. When execution leaves a scope, all automatically objects that are created in that scope will be destroyed. Java support break and continue control statement. When a break statement is encountered inside a loop, the loop is immediately terminated and the program control resumed at the next statement following the loop. Java break statement is used to break loop or switch statement. It breaks the current flow of the program and specified condition. In case of inner loop, it breaks the inner loop only. Whereas continue statement is different, right? It will check for a particular condition and it will skip that condition in case you are using continue, and again it will reiterate. So the continue keyword can be used in any of the loop control structure. It causes the loop to immediately jump to the next iteration of the loop. The purpose of writing a continue statement in Java code is to skip the current iteration of a loop, say for while or do while also. For while and do while. The continuous statement break one iteration if specified condition occurs and continue with the next iteration of the loop. So I'll give you a simple example. So you need to visit a flat, right? Okay, and you need to find a person. So you will go with block by block wise, and in case as and when you are meeting with the person, then you are simply breaking the loop because you don't want to go with the other, right? Because you don't want to waste the time. Because the condition is match, you just moving out from the complex after meeting with him. That is, you can use the break. But for continue, say in your complex, in your tower, there are 20 family there, right? But only for one family you have some sort of problem. You don't want to invite him for your some occasion in your family. So what you can do, you can go 1 to 10, and after the 11 places that particular flat will come, you want to skip it. So what will that? You will skip that one, and again you will continue from 12 onward. 12 to 30, whatever you can go. So that is the importance of continue. You are skipping a particular condition, you are again resuming from the next condition. So let's go with that Java for loop part. Okay, so that is syntax, right? For if you want to print, suppose if you go with maybe 1, so it will go 10 to 1. Okay, it will go 10 to 1, right? But I want to break my loop after say till 5. Okay, so what I'll do here, I'll give a condition. Okay, if I equal to 5, right? As and when it will be equal to 5, I want to terminate the loop. Simply break. So what will happen? It will till print 10 to 5. As and when it is matching with 5, it will be terminated. So 10 to 6 will be printed out, not the 5. Because as and when condition is matching with 5, it will simply terminate the loop. Means it will go till 6. So that is the way I can stop the iteration part. But what is the importance of continue? Means it will only skip that particular condition. Okay, and again it will start resuming it. So I equal to 5 equal to skipped, and again it will, you could see 6, 10 to 6 is coming, 5 is getting skipped, and again it resuming for 4, and it will go to the end of the condition. So that is the way, right? You can use the break and continue keyword to control all other loop as well, similar fashion. There is no difference. I'll repeat it once more time, then I'll go for any questions in case you are having. So today we have started with Java. Okay. So the next 3 sessions also will be on the Java only. So once I complete the basic and advanced Java, then I will go for the remaining session. So Java is like different characteristics. They are like simple, portable, secured, right, robust, multi-threaded, like platform independent. That is the reason Java is very, very useful in the market. Even if you go for the automation with Selenium, Java is still very, very useful. Okay, so JVM part is nothing but the abstract machine. It just compile the Java code to the bytecode, and JR is nothing but a combination of JVM plus setup library, and Java deployment kit is nothing but a combination of JRE plus the different kind of development tools, which will be as a giving you a complete environment for executing the Java program, right? There are importance of the Java because mostly tester uses Java Selenium, so you will getting a lot of resources. You can use any environment, any kind of operating system, right? Good support, you can get it from the internet. There are some sort of syntax rule. Java code blocks enclosed with double quote. Every statement will be ending with colon, right? Programming is going to start from the like main method. You need to create launch the IDE Eclipse. You need to create a project first, then package. You need to create a class. You need to type the code and to run it. Like public static void main method is for main method, and SY is for printing the method. Comment in case you don't want, right, to remove the thing, or you want to keep it but you don't want to execute them, you can, right, comment it out to disable them from the execution. Single line or multiple line comment is available. Data type is nothing but a classification of type of data that a variable or object can hold in computer. There are two type, like primary type, primitive type and non-primitive. Primitive integer, relationals, character and conditional will come, and non-primitive class, object, string, everything will be coming. A variable is a container which will hold the value of your data type. Variable are case sensitive, like reserve keyword, you cannot use it. Right? Variable must be unique in the scope of declaration. Right? Variable must be declared before you are using it. The value you can change it n number of time for the variable. There are three type of variable. Local variable should be only using the within the block of code you can use it. Like instance variable, you can declare it in the class level, but you need to create an object or instance to use it. And the static variable, it will be global variable. As and when you're defining it in the class level, it can be accessible anywhere in the main method. There are a lot of operator like arithmetic, relational, assignment, and logical operator. You can use it Java as well. Object and classes, right? Classes is a kind of combination of similar type of object. An object is an instance of the classes. Object is having the real-time representation, whereas class is logically exist. And you can create n number of objects from your class. Okay, so you can define the class, you can give some variable value, variable name, and in that, right, after that you can create a lot of objects and you can give the value, right, and you can use them. String is sequence of character within the double quote. It can contain alphanumeric and special character as well. Like string can be created using new keyword, or a character also can be converted to string. There are a lot of methods available for the string class, right? You can use them, okay, and you can do the practice as well. Array is a collection of similar kind of data type which is having the continuous memory location. I mean, similar means you cannot mix and match, right? Data integer to float to string you cannot do. There will be single dimensional array, multi-dimensional array. You can directly define the array. Apart from that, you can use three-step process. Declare the array, construct the array, and initialize the array, right? There are, in case you want to like operate like same thing again and again and again, you can go with that loops. There are three type of loop, like for, while, and do while loop you can use. In case your number of iteration is fixed, you can go with the for loop. In case your number of iteration is not fixed but you want to check the condition first, you can go with the while loop. And in case your number of iteration is not fixed but you want to execute the loop at least one, irrespective of your condition is matching or not, you can go with the do while loop, so it will do at least one time. After that it will check the condition. Apart from that, there are one more loop is there called enhanced for loop, or the for each loop, which will be covered in the Java collection framework. And you can use like continue and the break keyword to control this loop. Break, it will terminate the loop immediately, and continue means it will skip that particular condition and then it will continue from the remaining condition. So that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.